With the release of Alpha 3.17 onto the live servers, we've seen a massive change in the way loot is generated in Star Citizen, as well as an introduction of a selling mechanic. In this video, I'm going to break down where to find loot, which items to prioritize, how to gather as much as possible, and touch briefly on selling what you've collected. At most locations outside of the major landing zones and stations in Star Citizen, you have the potential of finding loot. Whether you are searching for items to use or to sell, you'll find several lootable containers around Stanton. The first major location, and most common, are underground bunkers. You want to take entrenched bounty and mercenary security missions to get to them. If you don't have the mission for these bunkers, you may get a crime stat for trespassing. Caves have two prerequisites to get the missions that specifically go to them: the intro mission for the Bounty Hunters Guild, and the assessment mission for the security company in either Hurston or Crusader. Then take entrenched bounty, eliminate occupants, or some ship bounty missions will be located above caves as well. Outposts are scattered across moons and most of the planets in the system. There are three types: ones in safe zones, one where PvP is open, and drug labs. The only locations without quantum markers are the drug labs. Take delivery missions on the Personal tab to locate these. Prioritize the new Jumptown 2 locations named Jumptown around Crusader, Raven's Roost around Microtech, and Paradise Cove near ArcCorp. Security Post Correa is located in orbit around the moon Selen, which orbits Crusader. You can set a route on the star map to get here. If you have a crime stat, the station will shoot at you though. The newest and most unique locations for loot are Caterpillar derelicts. They can be discovered through the search tab on your Mobiglass. Make sure the mission says Caterpillar for the location. The other derelicts do not have loot. Loot appears to be determined by the type of container it's in, and location determines which container types will spawn. Each container has a loot table, and it spawns with common to rare items. If the location is in an armistice zone where combat is prohibited, there will be no weapons or high-end loot in the crates. Red military containers contain weapons and a limited amount of armor, and have a chance to spawn large weapons not sold in stores like railguns, missile launchers, and grenade launchers. These are common and found at all locations where loot can be found. At derelict locations, these are physical and you can take them with you. Utility containers are boxes that have utility items in them, like multi-tools and their attachments, medical guns, knives, and most importantly, hacking chips. These are also common, but in caves, I've seen them also have gems. Medical containers look just like the utility ones, but have a small white cross on them. They have all the medical pen types, medical gun refills, and the like, so no need to head to a clinic to restock. These are found in bunkers, caves, and at Security Post Correa. White crates have a selection of harvestables, food, subflares, but most importantly, gems. Often the crate has a number of Hadanite and Dolovine gems you can gather to sell. They're found in bunker security posts where you can hack crime stats. The locations named are linked in the description. And they're also quite common to find in caves, but placement is sneaky, so make sure you're looking everywhere there is infrastructure. They're also found at outposts, but with only low-end loot. Large weapon crates are insane. They have a ton of weapons and ammo inside. These are also the best chance to find weapon attachments. They're located at Security Post Correa and Jumptown 2 locations. Small blue containers seem to hold mostly food and drink items similar to the utility crates, but are only found at derelicts. These are also physical and can be brought with you on your ship. Gold jackpot containers, I call them, are my favorite to find. If you're on the hunt for high-end weapons and armor, this is the container you're looking for. There are a ton of goodies in here. It is like a mix of all the other containers you can find in one. These are only found after completing a puzzle at derelict locations. Determining which loot is best isn't easy because everyone plays Star Citizen differently. If you're keeping the items and gear for personal use, it's really preference which items you will value the most. Besides personal use, there are really two other types of looters, ones that want to get extra value from mission locations, and those that are looking to make money strictly from looting. For those types, I will give a simple rundown of what to loot. My list may differ greatly from other looting guides that might be out there, but I applied some simple logic behind my rankings here. Most items items sell for around the same amount at most locations, and each item has a sign defined by its micro SU value, which is how much space it takes up. Naturally, inventories have a space limit applied to each one of them at the top of the UI. So I divided the alpha UEC value of each item by the size of the item to determine what I loot. The number one item is Hadanite. Hadanite is king. Each gem sells for 2,750, and it may not be the best value for its size, but it is the easiest to offload. It comes around 2 alpha UEC per micro SU unit. Dolovine is just below this, coming in at 1.78 alpha UEC per, and also is the easiest to sell. Hacking chips are next, coming in at 3.8 alpha UEC per unit, and they stack, which is pretty nice, but the downside here is that you have to sell them one at a time, and you can only sell them in 1 or 2 locations. ArcCorp Cubby Blast is the best for me. You could possibly sell them downstairs at Microtech. Next is weapon attachments. These range in value from 4 alpha UEC per to half an alpha UEC, but they're quite easy to find and are a great way to fill your packs since they're really small. But some of them are the highest value items you can find. So if you can't take a gun, always take its attachments. Just a note, some scopes and sights appear to be bugged and have no sale price. Up next is rare weapons. This is all the guns that are no longer sold in stores and sell for the most, but take up the most space. Avoid subscriber items as they sell for way less. These come in at around 0.2 alpha UEC per micro SU unit of space. Other weapons just take a bit more time to loot than items in a container, but if you have the space, most weapons sell for about 1k alpha UEC, so if you're looking to make some money, you can certainly take what you can. Now that you know where to go and what to take, let's talk about the process of looting. You want to make sure you bring at least one backpack with you every trip, which attaches to chest armor. Light armor can equip a small bag, medium armor for medium bags, and large bags can only be attached to heavy armors. These are sold at a number of places. See the link in the description for the tool I use to find items in Star Citizen. It's really handy. Next is a must-have, but can easily be found at the bunkers and other loot locations as well: the multi-tool tractor beam. You're going to need to move things around, and this is the easiest and fastest way to do it. These are also sold on the same cargo decks above every major landing zone. From here, you can clear any hostiles around and loot to your heart's content. But here are a few tips to help you get out with the most possible loot for your time. Number 1. Never leave with just one backpack. If you run out of room in your bag, bring spares. You can have one in your hands or move with the tractor beam and one on your back. Double the capacity. I said it once already and I'll say it again. If you can't take the guns, make sure you take any attachments on them. When looting, change the filter of the container you are looting to something random like vehicles, and the container will not be so clunky to move items to. If you didn't know, you can create massive physicalized crates that can carry so much loot, the need for backpacks isn't as important. To make these, first either get 2 large backpacks or the Pembroke or Novikov undersuits. Store them in your ship, then go to an outpost with a ground vehicle spawner. It's these blue buildings. Place them in the local inventory, then spawn a ship at the blue building that has an inventory. You can either use the Argo MPUVs or the 100 series ships, and then place the item in that ship's inventory. Fly out of Armistice, only about 1 kilometer, then land. Run back to your ship, blow up that ship with your normal daily driver. It will spawn a 1 SCU size box for the backpacks or a 2 SCU size box for the undersuit. I prefer the 2 SCU size because it's skinnier and is just easier to navigate through doors. You can only sell items from local inventory, not from a ship or your person. So reverse the looting process with the filter to bring all the items from your ship or crate to the sellable location. I know it's tedious, but they want to add a move all buttons, so let's hope it happens soon. When selling, sell items you find at locations that actually sell those item types. You'll just make more. Hadanite, food, and harvestables sell at admin offices and stations and landing zones, so that's a little different. You won't be going to the shops. And that'll do it for this guide. This is the first one I've made since my mining guide, almost a year, maybe more now, and I hope you enjoyed it. As always, make sure you leave any comments on things I may have missed, what you thought about the video, and go ahead and share the video with anybody who you think could use it. And as always, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos just like this, because I got a few in the pipeline. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.